Hey, Brian from Garage Mahal. Today I have a WeFone WF31 optical flow positioning drone, GPS drone. So let's open it up and take a look at everything that we get inside. Pretty awesome. So it says it's 250 grams, brushless motor, GPS return, and HD camera. So let's get this shrink wrap off. And totally awesome. It comes in the case. I mean, that's it. That's everything that's in the box. It comes with a case. So first things, I love anything that has a case. It just kind of like screams quality, you know. Nice cushy handle, nice compact. So let's open it up and see everything that we get inside. Okay, so we'll go through some of the basic stuff. So that is your user manual. And get that pulled out of the way, and that's your little pocket there. So that is going to be your, I believe this is probably going to be your battery. So let's open this up. Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. Alright, so that looks like it's two different charging cables. And this looks like a little pack of accessories. Let's see if I can't open this up without ripping it apart like I typically do. Sometimes they're just like so glued, it's like you have no recourse but to completely rip it open. Okay, so yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in here. And what I did not want to do is rip it completely open, but I guess no choice. Alright, so you got a bunch of replacement propellers, a bunch of little screws for the propellers, and little propeller separators, and that bag is trash. I'll probably put it back in the box. Okay, so here's your battery. Maybe I can open, oh okay. So I can open a battery without destroying everything. So let's put all these little parts back in here. So a bunch of replacement propellers. Kind of wish they had like their own little, I guess we can reuse that. Alright, and that's the box, so that's done. So here's your battery. And just looking at it really quick. So looking for like the charge. Oh, okay. So this is how you charge a battery. So it's basically going to slide into place. So this is the top part of your battery right there. And then it's going to basically slide on the end of the battery, and then you will slide it forward. There we go. So, and that's how you charge that. So let's undo the charging cable. Alright, so that's the charging cable. I'm going to plug this in right here and get this charging. So flip it around. So basically, I don't know if you can kind of see that, but it's red and it has a green blinking light. So my delusion is once this battery's charged, it'll probably turn green. Let you know that that part of the process is done. Let's get this cable undone and ready. So this is going to be for the remote once we get to that. So let's just plug that in so we can get that going as well. Alright, so that's plugged in. So let's get the drone out with this bag. So pretty cool. Alright, so obviously you move this legs out first. So they're the ones that have the little stands on it. Pull the propellers out. So that's, and then that is your camera right there. And it's got a little protective coating on it. We're going to take that off. So basically that is ready to go. Oh, you know what? That is super handy because it has a second battery right there. Cool. So it comes with two batteries. I didn't know that. Awesome. So again, that's charging. We'll charge this one up. Let's get the controller out. It has a nice thick block of foam on it. So we'll pull that out. And then that is your remote. Very neat. And then that is your antenna that comes up. and then we will plug that in here. So my delusion is that little red light's going to go out, or it will turn a different color when it's completely charged, but you obviously know. So let's put these little spare parts in over here. Let's take a look at the manual. So what I like about this is it has a quick start guide, so we can go through that process. So it'll give you a diagram of transmitter charging, getting the drone ready, transmitter ready. It also has an app that you get onto your phone, so that's all in there. And then it has a thicker manual, and it's going to have a bunch of stuff in there. Please read through the manuals in their entirety. There is a lot of information I can't possibly cover in a video here, and it will make your flying experience so much easier. So definitely, while all this stuff is charging up, just take the time, read through the manuals, and you'll be good to go. Anyway, let's move outside after this all charges up, and I'll show you how to get going on your first flight. So stay tuned. Okay, so you have your drone, and you want to get a memory card. I like to use at least a 32 gig or larger memory card. And then the memory card slot is here. So you're basically putting that in there. You're good to go. And then your battery, you are inserting in this orientation, and that clicks in. And then that is your button here to push in to basically release your battery if you had to. Then you pull your legs out. One's with the kickstands first. Then you unfold it like that. And then to turn your drone on, it's a quick one. And then you hold it for a quick second, and then that will turn that on. And you want to connect your remote. You turn the power button on, and it'll start blinking. Light's red, up, and then down, and then it'll turn solid, and you'll get the blinking green light, so it's basically ready to go. You want to open up your Wi-Fi settings, and you're going to be looking for the drone. And it's going to show up as WeFone Fly. So now we're connected. Then we open up the app. Hit preparations. Go into calibration. It says calibration successful. Compass calibration. So we're going to basically be doing kind of like a roll or a turn with this. So we're going to turn it. And then once it's done, it's going to be asking you to flip it this way. And then basically that calibration is done. So it's going to give you a couple of different questions, but then you can see that we are now active with the camera. We're going to turn it this way. And then you have a one button takeoff and landing, which is here. So we're going to hit that. And then we're basically ready to lift off. Press it again. Okay, so you got a couple different modes on here. If you hit that camera, it'll turn into the record button, or if you leave it on camera, they'll take a picture. So that's a picture there. Or if you hit that, you can hit record. Hey, Brian from Garage Hall, thanks for watching and be safe out there.